Now, if you aren't happy with how you've been treated by your bank or insurer, you need to know you have somewhere to turn. Here's Amanda Morrall with more on how to solve disputes of the financial nature. Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you.
Is this a new thing?
It is a new thing. A lot of people probably aren't aware of these dispute resolution schemes, but they came into existence when the new Financial Markets Authority took over. So basically any player in the financial services sector right now is required to be affiliated with a dispute resolution scheme. What this means is that if you are unable to resolve a complaint you have with your insurer or your financial advisor or your bank, then you can take it to a third party for independent review, and these are the dispute resolution schemes.
And they're the major players you were referring to?
No, the dispute resolution schemes are sort of a peripheral part of the new legislative framework. The main players I'm talking about are the big guys like the banks, your financial advisor, the insurance industry, you know, the main people that you use on a day-to-day basis for your finances.
Does this come off the back of finance companies going belly up and taking people's money with them?
Depending on who you believe.
Okay.
A lot of this stuff was in the works before the whole finance company sector collapsed. But in any case, you know, since the FMA took over now, they've introduced a whole suite of changes. They affect primarily financial advisors who now have to have minimum standards, and they're also grouped into categories. So, for example, before anybody, like New Zealand was sort of the Wild West of the finance company. Now it's one of the most highly regulated countries in the world with respect to this. So you really need to be careful about who's giving you advice, and they do too. So there's a lot that's happened in the space, but I'll just say this one thing. If you're uncertain about who or if they're qualified to give you advice, check with something called the Financial Services Providers Registry. Everybody now in this sector is required to be registered on this website, which you can easily access.
Okay, so essentially there are consequences now for people.
Well, there are consequences, but this basically raises the bar for a lot of people working in this sector. Okay, right. So before anybody could call themselves a financial advisor, now that's not the case. They have to go through a certain amount of tests if they want to do it. The most important, I think, key for your viewers is if anybody's getting individual personalized advice, they need to be going through an authorized financial advisor. It can be quite confusing. All this stuff is really simply spelled out and explained on the FMA's website. Okay, and hopefully we can put up some links for your viewers at the end of the segment that they can go to.
Let's try and bring it back to our viewers. And
yes.
Let's just say, for example, Kiwi Bank have the worst mortgage break fees,
right.
Which a lot of times really is an arbitrary figure that they overcomplicate and make a hell of a lot of money out of you just because they can. So therefore I could go and complain about them, but I probably wouldn't get anywhere, would I? Because I've signed the thing. I've signed my life away.
Well, everybody does this. You know, they're so keen to get into their mortgage or get their insurance and get it over with that they just sign the paper without reading the fine print. And you're right. A lot of these parties do cover their butts with 10 pages of legally dense print. But in some cases, if you actually, you know, there might be a legitimate reason to take this complaint to a further stage. And with one of the disputes resolution schemes, they've actually resolved in 42, I think, % of the cases. They were favorably resolved, you know, for the complainant. So actually, you do have some authority and power here as a consumer, more than you might think.
So are they going to kind of take a sort of more moral view then, rather than a legal view?
Not necessarily, because they're an independent arbiter, and so they look at all the circumstances and decide, well, you know, because sometimes there is some gray area, and people try to, you know, they'll try to, insurers, you bet their bottom when they'll try to weasel out of it. But it could be the fact that actually you were in the right here. So, you know, and a lot of cases are resolved in the favour of the complainant.
Well, insurers, that's a big one, isn't it? Because I was reading the research that you furnished us with for this topic today, and there was a horrible story about you have to disclose all your medical history.
Yes.
And if you for life insurances.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't, and it could have slipped your mind. It could have been, well, in this case, it was something 56 years ago.
Yes.
And I don't want to get into it because it's a horrible story. But
it is a horrible story.
56 years ago, tiny medical thing, like just taking some antidepressants. Bang, the insurers said, no, you're not covered.
I know, because they have a note because of the full disclosure. But again, a lot of people wouldn't know this, so here is an opportunity for people. Wake up. Yes. There are circumstances that will actually nullify your whole insurance. So get that little piece of paper out of your bottom drawer, read it, and maybe you can go back to your insurer and have some discussions, or, you know, go to another insurer and see what sort of options are available to you, so you don't get caught out and end up with half your expected life insurance cover, for example.
All right, thank you so much for clearing that up today, Amanda.
You're welcome.